In our journey in the School of Inspired Leadership, every year we host our annual conference. And this year we had a very unusual theme for the conference. Is goodness the key to disruptive innovation? And I think it was one of the finest conferences that I have ever been a part of. The very choice of the question, there is goodness in each one of us. There is goodness in the world. But is that goodness the one which gives us a very solid set of values? And are the values the very cause for innovation? Because I think values give us the courage. They give us the strength to find new answers. And that's what we found right through these 2 days of our Inspired Leadership Conference. For example, Harsh Mariwala of Marico, whom I have known for a very long time, he came and talked about how from a small, modest beginning in a family business, he asked himself new questions because he dreamt about creating a very powerful consumer brand. And he said to himself that if I can run my company in a fair, transparent, human way, and if I get people to invoke the goodness within them, to explore creativity and innovation within them. So by pursuing these questions, he built an exceptional company which was so values driven, which is today a leader which is able to hold its own against multinational companies, all because it dares to ask new questions. So it was a privilege to listen to Harsh and see his journey for many years. And then we had this very unusual speaker in Patu Keshwani, whom I have also known for a long time, the founder of Lemon Tree Hotels. You know, by seeking answers to new questions, and he's quoted the Bhagavad Gita and said how he learned from the Gita to say that if you truly serve society and if you are truly compassionate with people, you find very, very new ways of developing value in your company. He gave an example that they were feeling that it's very important to attract employees with different abilities, special abilities. Others may call them handicapped. But Patu said, if the staff working in the hotels have this so-called, they are differently abled, then such people actually are much more dedicated. They are much more service-oriented. And in fact, their attrition rate is next to nothing. So by having employees who are so dedicated that even customers find people, for example, who cannot speak and they use only sign language. So Patu Keshwani said that they are now teaching all their managers inside their company to understand sign language because hundreds of his employees are differently abled, and tomorrow he wants to have 20% of his employee force like this. So I think here, by using the goodness in order to include such people, they actually solve the problems of employee retention, quality and service. And by the way, customers prefer to deal with such people. So this was the second amazing example. And then we had this absolute joy of listening to R.S. Sodhi, the MD of Amul, who has been the first batch MBA from the Institute of Rural Management and who's worked with Dr. Kurian to developing this amazing revolution of Amul. He was talking about how Dr. V. Kurian inspired all of them. And see, our whole conference was called the V. Kurian Memorial Conference. And I think he showed lots of stories to us saying small continuous improvements in Gujarat Cooperative Milk Marketing Federation, which came out of a shared vision, which came out of everybody following a cause saying how can we serve the Indian farmer so that the farmer can serve the country. And I think in the way they would engage with each other, the way they would learn, and many years back when I was the MD of Aisher Consultancy, we worked for many years with Amul in helping them to become much more innovative and become much more quality oriented and process oriented and innovation oriented. And it was an absolute joy to see how they built a culture of innovation every day, which comes out of serving the farmer and comes out of the higher purpose of serving Mother India. And Dr. Kurian, what an amazing leader he was, and to see his vision living in every moment of how Amul works was something very exceptional. I can go on, and I think I just want to share with you. And as 2014 comes to an end, I want to wish each one of you 2015 a year of hope, a year of bringing out our goodness, and a year when we can truly be innovative to taking responsibility for our own problems, so that we can bring to this Mother India the kind of pride that we all think that we should bring back to our country, so that we can truly celebrate what India is all about. Thank you very much for listening.